All right, let's talk about something that drives so many of us crazy, wrestling with dates in Excel. You're definitely not alone if you've been there, but today we're going to untangle that whole mess. We're going to turn you from a novice into a total date maestro. You know that feeling, right? You're trying to figure out a project timeline or a financial forecast, and suddenly you're just lost. Adding and subtracting dates can feel like being stuck in some kind of crazy labyrinth without a map. It's super frustrating. Well, think of this explainer as your map and compass. We're going to get you through it. Seriously, by the time we're done here, you'll be navigating Excel dates like an absolute pro. It's going to save you so much time and, let's be honest, a ton of headaches. So why does this even matter so much? Because, and I'm not exaggerating here, mastering this one skill is a complete game changer. I mean, think about it. You're tracking project deadlines, you're planning events, you're managing budgets. Being able to just effortlessly adjust dates, that's basically a workplace superpower. Okay, let's dive into the nuts and bolts. We've got to start with the absolute foundation of all date math, and that is simply adding and subtracting days. And for this, there are two really great ways to get it done. The first, you probably guessed, is with a simple formula. But the second one, it's this awesome trick called paste special. And don't worry, we're going to cover both of them. So the most direct way to do this is with simple addition. It's exactly what it sounds like. If your date is sitting there in cell A2 and you want to add 10 days, you just type equals A2 plus 10. That's it. It's super clean, it's fast, and it's absolutely perfect for those quick one-off calculations. But you can also get a little more sophisticated with it. For example, you can use the date function to build a date right into your formula. Or, and this is really handy, you can calculate a future date from right now using the today function. This stuff is just incredibly useful when you're building out dynamic templates that update themselves. Okay, now for a real pro tip. This is one of my favorites. What if you need to add, say, 10 days to a whole column of dates, and you don't want to create a brand new column just for formulas? Well, that's where the magic of paste special comes in. So here's how you do it. First, just type the number of days you want to add, let's say it's 10, into any old blank cell, and then copy it. Simple. Now select all the dates you want to change. Right-click and look for Paste Special. Once you're in that menu, you'll see an option for Add. Click that, hit OK, and whoa! Excel turns your dates into a bunch of numbers. But don't panic. This is the most important part. All you have to do is go to the number format dropdown and switch it back to short date. And boom, just like that, you're done. So cool, right? All right, so we've got days down pat. Now let's scale things up and start working with weeks. And you'll see, it's pretty much built on the exact same simple logic. I mean, at this point, we already know how to add 14 days, don't we? It would just be a simple formula, just like this. Easy stuff. But here's where it gets really clever. Check this out. To add 2 weeks, you don't need some special week function. Nope, you just tell Excel to add 2 times 7. You're basically just converting weeks into days right there inside the formula. It's so simple once you see it. Okay, this is where things get a little bit trickier. When we get to months and years, simple math just won't cut it. Why? Well, because months have different numbers of days, right? And then there's leap years. So just adding plus 30 isn't reliable at all. For this, we need to bring in the big guns, some specialized Excel functions. And the first tool in our new toolkit is the eDate function. This function has one job, and one job only, to perfectly add or subtract a specific number of months from a date. It handles all that tricky calendar logic in the background, so you don't have to. And look how simple the formula is. It's just eDate, then you point to your start date, and then you tell it how many months to add. If you use a positive number, it adds months. A negative number? Yep, it subtracts them. Super straightforward. But our next tool? Oh, this one is even more powerful. It's the date function. What this one does is it lets you build a brand new date from scratch just by feeding it the year, month, and day. And this gives us an incredible amount of control. So let's say we want to add 2 years to a date in cell A2. Here's how we use the date function to kind of take it apart and put it back together. We tell it, okay, for the new year, take the year from A2 and add 2 to it. For the month, just use the same month from A2. And for the day, use the same day from A2. And then Excel just, poof, it reassembles the whole thing into a perfect new date. It's brilliant. Okay, so we've covered days, weeks, months, and years. You with me? Good, because now it is time for the big finale, the maestro moment. We're going to combine everything we've learned into one single, elegant, and totally powerful formula. Just imagine this. You need to calculate a project deadline that's like 2 years, 3 months, and 10 days in the future. Instead of fumbling around with multiple steps, what if we could do it all at once? And this formula right here, this is it. This shows you the ultimate power of that date function. We can do the math on each part, the year, the month, and the day, all inside one beautiful formula. This one single line adds exactly 2 years, 3 months, and 10 days to whatever date we start with. How awesome is that? So the big takeaway here is really simple. With just one formula, a really complex calculation becomes, well, easy. You can now calculate any project deadline, any future event, any financial schedule you can think of, and do it with total precision. And listen, this isn't just some abstract Excel trick. This is real-world stuff. We're talking about calculating the exact end date of a project, forecasting your inventory needs for a big holiday, managing loan payment schedules. Heck, you can even use this for mapping out your own personal long-term goals. So, I'll leave you with this final challenge. Let's say your next big project deadline is exactly 2 years, 3 months, and 15 days from today. What's that date? With the tools you have right now, you can figure that out in seconds. Seriously, open up Excel and give it a shot. You got this.